that he can help a case. There is a $50,000 reward. Thanks to the police department that helped us on that. And my wife wanted to say that.
Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Reina, la madre de Jason. Como madre, un pedazo de mi corazón murió con mi hijo. Jason, recuerdo cuando estaba embarazada de Jason, cuando me di cuenta que iba a tener un niño. Y por supuesto, cuando nació, fueron los días más felices de mi vida. Días cuando sentía que todos mis sueños se habían convertido en realidad. Me imaginaba cómo lo iba a poder cuidar y todo lo que él iba a lograr en su vida. Y así fue. Logró mucho a sus 29 años. Jason siempre fue un niño dulce y creativo. Cuando salí embarazada de Jaime, sabía que Jason iba a ser el mejor hermano mayor, y lo fue. Toda su vida él cuidó de su hermano, de su familia y de sus amistades. Ese era el tipo de persona que era mi hijo Jason, un muchacho amoroso, un joven sensible al dolor ajeno y alguien que daba la mano a quien no necesitaba a cambio de nada. Extraño las llamadas que me hacía todos los días. Siento que mis días hoy están vacíos al no escuchar su voz, al no recibir sus abrazos, al no recibir sus palabras que me decían: mamá, lo quiero mucho. Para mí se ha ido todo con Jason. Le pido a ustedes, especialmente a las madres del estado de California, que me comprendan como madre. No es fácil esto. Alguien si tiene una pista o reconoce o recuerde algo, por pequeño o insignificante que sea, parezca, que lo reporten para que la muerte de mi hijo no sea en vano y que de nada haya servido nuestros esfuerzos. Jason era un hijo ejemplar. Jason era un hombre dedicado a su familia, a su madre. No le gustaba verme sufrir, por eso en estos momentos trato de no llorar por él, porque no le gustaba verme sufrir. Y lo extraño cada momento. Mi vida, mi primera Navidad sin él. En mi casa no hay alegría. No tengo un árbol de Navidad porque no puedo tenerlo. Se ha ido todo mi cuerpo con él, mi corazón, todo. Les pido sus ayudas, especialmente a las madres que me comprendan. Muchísimas gracias.
This is a very difficult time for our family situations. This situation we never imagined that we'll be in. Please help us. Find this, please help us get some peace of mind. So, if you have any information, so please contact the Tech Abundance 213 486 8700, or you can call the tip line 800 222 8477. Please help us find it very soon. Thank you. Recording on it.
Good morning, everyone. I am Karina Solorzano, Jason's wife. Jason and I met my sophomore year in college at George Mason University. From the moment Jason appeared in my life, everything made sense.
January.
Jason was my first boyfriend, and we dated throughout college. He brought so much joy to my life. We watched one another grow, and we grew alongside each other. After graduating college, we knew we wanted to be with each other forever. So after over 5 years together, we got engaged in January of last year. Then the pandemic hit. and we decided to get married as soon as possible, so we eloped on November 13th, 2020. Marrying Jason on November 13th of last year was the best day of both of our lives. Shortly thereafter, we got our puppy Stella. Being the filmmaker that Jason was, he begged we named her Stella so he could yell out her name like Marlon Brando in A Streetcar Named Desire. Jason loved Stella so much he was determined we get her a backyard, so we purchased our first home in February of this year and began planning to expand our family. Jason made countless sacrifices for those he loved. Those sacrifices are what led him to LA, to this very park. He was here helping a friend on a creative project. Anyone who knew Jason would tell you that he was not only a filmmaker, creator, musician, photographer, streamer, podcaster, and mentor, but more so he was loving, caring, kind, resilient, and full of life and happiness. Jason was the kind of person who put others before himself time and time again. Prior to getting our puppy Stella, he was actually afraid of dogs, but he knew that how happy it would make me to have a puppy. He loved Stella so much, he insisted we tuck her into bed every night and give her a goodnight kiss. Now I have to tuck her in alone and give her 2 kisses. One for me and one for Jason. That's just one of the many things I have to do alone now. Jason was not only my husband and an amazing son and brother, a loyal friend. This was supposed to be our first Christmas and New Year's together as a married couple, but now it's the first I'll celebrate without him in 7 years. Jason's family and I are desperate for answers, and we need your help. We need to know who did this and why. We need to understand what happened. We need someone to pick up the phone or send an anonymous tip to give some information. If anyone out there has any information, no matter how small, we ask that you please come forward and let the LAPD know. If you have information and don't want to share your identity, know that you can share anonymously, but please come forward. Any information helps. Jason's family and I cannot rest and be at peace until we know what happened to him. Jason did not deserve this, and his family and friends did not deserve this. Again, we are begging for your help. If you have any information, please reach out and call Detective Abundis at 213-486-8700. Or if you would like to share anonymously, you can call 800-222-TIPS or visit lacrimestoppers.org. Lastly, we created a website to celebrate Jason's life, passions, and to remember his legacy. If you'd like to learn more about Jason and who he was and his amazing life that he led, please visit celebratingjasoncortez.com. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I want to thank everybody for coming out, first of all. My name is Detective Alex Abundis. I work at LAPD, Central Bureau of Homicide. I'm the investigating officer in this case, and I first want to say the $50,000 reward that we're offering today is just an incentive. Captain Hurtado said it's time for the people to do the right thing, and we're asking anybody with information regarding this case, who's responsible, the person responsible for the murder of Jason Cortez, come forward. Again, that number, I want to repeat, it's 213-486-8700. And if you'd like to remain anonymous, it's 877-222-TIPS. That's 8477. If anybody has any questions,
In Spanish? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If you spell your last name.
Sure, it's Abundis is ABUNDIS.
¿Qué se sabe acerca del sospechoso? Si pudiera hablar un poquito más acerca de él, si está suelto, si puede ser también un peligro para la comunidad, si no lo es que no lo han atrapado.
El sospechoso sí está suelto ahorita. Con la ayuda de un testigo que tuvimos, nos pudo hacer una fotografía que está aquí presente ahora. Ahorita el sospechoso lo tenemos describido como un hombre en sus 20 o 30 años, 5'10", 5'11" mide más o menos, y tenía un suéter azul. Es la información que tenemos ahorita, por eso lo estamos preguntando al público que nos ayude con cualquier otra información que nos pueda ayudar.
What was the question? What was your answer?
The question was about the suspect, what information we have, and what information is available to him. A witness came forward that day, the day of the incident, and with his help, we composed a composite sketch describing the male as approximately 5'10" to 5'11" height, male Hispanic in his 20s or 30s, wearing a blue hooded sweatshirt.
Where was the witness? Any relation?
The witness was also a fellow hiker that crossed Jason's path that day.
And
Did he see it?
He actually saw.
He didn't see the shooting. He heard what sounded like a gunshot.
Okay, and then he ran. So, but then did you see someone walk by him?
Shortly after that shot, that witness ran to Jason and provided help.
And then saw someone.
And that witness, at the same time, saw a suspect poke out of the bushes. Just the upper torso part of his body, didn't really get a good look at him, but saw him holding what appeared to be a long rifle.
And how far away was that individual from Jason?
Approximately 75 to 100 feet away.
And then, in your experience, based on what I'm hearing now, Jason probably had no connections to any gangs, had no nefarious activities.
Jason had no ties to Los Angeles. He was a native of Virginia. He was here strictly to take photos of the park. He was here with a friend and was just walking along the trail, the wrong place at the wrong time.
So someone was with him.
There was a friend with him, yes.
That person was with him.
No.
So where was that person in relation to Jason?
That person was right next to Jason when Jason was shot.
Okay. Then your experience as a detective, has there been any previous incidents like that in this area?
Not inside the park and not on that trail.
But in the area?
In the area, there has been a share of murders, but not inside the park. And like I said, not on the trail, not in the afternoon, the way Jason was shot that
So
day.
what does your gut tell you happened on this instance?
I don't want to speculate. Like I said, that's what we have, the information we have. We are following some more leads right now, and that's why it's important for anybody to come forward to help us out with any information.
Excuse me, Detective.
Could you describe this as a random shooting?
Yes.
So, completely unprovoked, the guy, photographer, filmmaker, comes up here with a friend to film a video. Someone just comes out of the bushes with a rifle and shoots him in the back and the front.
That's correct. He was shot in the back.
But he didn't shoot the friend. What did the friend do right then?
His friend panicked and immediately called 911, and they rendered aid.
Unusual, the long rifle?
Say that one more time.
How unusual would the long rifle be in a case like this?
It's unusual for a long rifle, especially my estimation was that person was about 50 to 100 feet away as well, not at close distance.
How many shots fired?
One.
So back to the path I was headed was, have you had other random shootings like that in the area?
No, this is the only one
Only, okay.
of this type. Yeah.
The wife, I'm just so sorry. You don't live in Los Angeles? You have no ties to this area? So you're simply in Los Angeles for work, and then you got the worst call of your life if something like this happened. I'm so sorry.
Any other questions? It is a small caliber, possibly 22.
And I know you probably don't have surveillance around this area, but was there any activity beyond the park in terms of a vehicle getting away or a bicycle or a motorcycle?
None of that. No.
And clarify again what time of the day it was?
Sure. It was Friday afternoon at 3:30, September 10th.
Thank you.
And again, so there was the witness in the park and his friend right next to him in the south.
That's correct.
And then so they both tried to help him.
That's right.
In terms of the bigger picture of crime in Los Angeles, what do you have to say the public is worried about? It randomly shot in parks all night.
Well, this is another representation of just another senseless killing. There is no reason. There's no motive behind this. It's something that I can't explain. I talk to the family and I communicate with them on a regular basis, and there's nothing that I can say that will help them understand this. And that's the reason we're here today, asking the public for help.
¿Tienen algún conocimiento que haya pandillas en el área y qué han hecho las autoridades para poder resguardar el parque después del asesinato de Cortez?
Ahorita no pensamos que esto es cerca de unas pandillas. Sí hay pandillas que viven en la área, pero este incidente pasó adentro del parque y no es motivado por pandillas.
Dangerous strikes.
She asked if it was any kind of gang motive or any kind of relation to the gangs, and I explained that there are gangs that circle the park, Highland Park, Montecito, El Sereno, Rose Hills, but this incident took place inside the park, and we don't believe it's gang.
Not even an initiation?
It could, like I said, I don't want to speculate, but Jason was obviously not a gang member.
No.
Don't think it's gang motivated.
Suspect.
So you have a guy in the bush with a long rifle hunting people.
That's pretty much what happened in this case.
I said it, sir. How would you describe it?
That's exactly how it happened, sir.
You
Mr. Los
misunderstand.
Angeles was hunted down by a suspect in the park.
I'm sorry, I missed your question.
So what you're saying is someone visiting Los Angeles was randomly gunned down.
That's right.
In a park in Los Angeles.
Yes. Does that answer your question?
Want you to
Well,
say it in
see,
your
I
words.
said it. You have to say it in your own words.
Say in your own words.
All right. Well, Jason Cortez was not a native of Los Angeles. He was there visiting, and he was hiking on a trail in a park when he was shot in the back. That's all the information I have. And unfortunately, I don't know what you want me to call that, but it's just a tragic event.
Well, how would you characterize a man in the bush with a long rifle shooting at people walking in the park?
And it's like I said, it's something that I can't explain, and that's the reason why I'm asking for help.
There is a surveillance camera right at the surveillance cameras being looked at in this area.
Yes, unfortunately, that trail in the park is pretty deep in the park, and like Captain Hurtado said, it's a 300-acre park. There's just no surveillance cameras surrounding those trails or the entrances or the exits of the park.
Yeah. Time of the day, are there patrols in this area? Or does the park have a separate? Do park rangers in LA have jurisdiction here?
Park rangers, yes, they patrol the park. I don't believe there was any patrol units at the time, but it was a quick response by LAPD Hollenbeck Division.
And you say was he pronounced here?
Yes, he was.
Any shell cases?
Not at the scene, no. Yes, it was recovered. Any other questions? Unfortunately, yeah, there is a large homeless population down at the backside of the park, mostly towards the base, surrounding the freeways. Yes.
Were they questioned?
Yes.
And any weapons in that camp?
Not the weapon that we're particularly.
There were weapons in the camp?
Yes.
Firearms?
No.
No firearms?
No.
Parents had no connection to LA,
Just from Virginia, is that?
They're from Virginia, right?
The spelling of their names, family members with the wife and the.
Sure. It's Jason's wife is Corina. That's Corina. Solorzano is Solorzano. Candelario Cortez is Candelario. Last name is Cortez, and his wife's name is Reyna, Reyna. And Jaime. Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you.